In 1988, Robert Solow, who won a Nobel Prize in economics, he asked this question. He said, we see computers on every desktop and everywhere we look, except in the productivity statistics. And you say, that's a really interesting thing to say. And there was another economic historian who jumped into the fray, and he did this huge study. His name was Paul David, and he wrote a very famous paper called The Computer and the Dynamo. And what he studied was the adoption of electricity in the manufacturing sector between about 1880 and 1955. And what he showed was at the beginning, electricity produced very little productivity gains. It was basically used as a backup for belt-driven systems. And it wasn't until they reorganized the shop floor to take advantage of electricity that you got this huge jump in productivity. And if you roll that forward to the computer, what he was saying is, look, we used computers to do things we were already pretty good at. That we replaced a typewriter. We replaced general ledger accounting with spreadsheets. We were good at those things. You didn't get a big jump. And what he predicted and then happened immediately thereafter, by the mid-90s, you had a huge jump in productivity. We had begun tying them together. We built the internet. We had the first parts of a cloud. And all these things used compute differently in ways that had never been consumed before. And you got this massive jump in productivity. If you use OpenAI and various of their competitors, the way you use Google, you'll see a very modest jump in productivity. If you use them in a fundamentally different way, that was Sam's point, you'll see a huge jump. And if we reorganize ourselves around AI, you're going to see massive productivity gains. If we use AI to replace things we're already doing, Google or something else, you're not going to see very big jumps at all. And so what I know is that transition takes time. And what he pointed to was a demographic. Younger users are using it in a different way than older users. Older users are replacing something they already had. Younger users are using it in a way that never existed before, as an operating system for life.